Hello everyone, to my channel. Today we're doing a sign of Aquarius, and keep in mind that this does not resonate for every Aquarius. If you like a personal reading, that's going to be the first link in the description down below. I'll repeat that, first link in the description down below for a personal reading. Also found a bunch of other things there in the description. You can find my Etsy shop, which has my tarot and my oracle cards on there. A bunch of things there on my Etsy shop in the description down below. Just definitely go check that out. Going to go buy something, really appreciate that. You also find my shirt store, my website, different social media platforms I'm on, as well as Patreon. All that's in the description down below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. I do appreciate donations here. So, Aquarius, let's see what Spirit has in store for yourself. We have a card falling out. What is it? What is this? We have the Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So maybe you're severing something in your life right now. We'll pull some more cards before we get just babbling over here. I like to get the full story before I just start talking. I want to get, everything. We have Breath of the Cosmos, My Will to Thy Will, Micromanaging the Universe. Okay, Aquarius. Alright, so let's see what we have here. We have Loosen Your Grip, Coping Mechanism, Density, Addiction, Let God In. Then we have Star Brothers, Horus Energy, Protection, Loyalty, Safety, Trust. Okay, so look at this. So we have Horus here with you, right? It's telling you it's either like there's some sort of severing going on in your life, all right, between you and a person or something here, okay? It's either telling you to loosen your grip with this, or like maybe the person you're dealing with, for them to loosen their grip. There's someone here that needs to let go, right? And then we're having a Star Brother, which I feel like is appearing in the form of Horus here. Breath of the Cosmos. So I'm going to look more deeper into this, Aquarius. I forgot, this doesn't really go in order. It says, when we rely on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our personal strength. Okay, Aquarius. It's telling you to let go and go with the flow. Don't try to control things. Don't try to force a certain outcome. Doesn't even have to be with people. Just kind of go with the flow. Don't try to micromanage the universe here. Rejecting the cosmic intelligence and instead relying on our personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will. We spend our time forcing, pushing, and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life. To surrender to the greater will that God has for you. To move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way, little by little you find yourself living your most fulfilling, authentic life. When you surrender your personal will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should be and surrender to the greater will, you find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. Alright, it says, I am willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda, instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me move from my will to thy will. Please lead me. Please show me the way. Well, maybe these do go in order. I was thinking about a different deck. Okay. This is a shadow card, one that may feel confrontational. Don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds onto others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life, soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others in the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. It says, how you're cutting yourself off from love. How can you soften towards those who have hurt you? It says we're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day. With the coming and the going of the tides and the seasons, if you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go of: the food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people-pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. By keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us, or clinging to it for fear of not staying of its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. It says, whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. You can only lose what you cling to. It says, indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may, or it may stay. But you can be sure that what is for you will find you, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. It says, what are you clinging to for fear that nothing coming? What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? It says, you're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support now, from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Through ancestral pattern and current life traumas and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to let go. We need to go at life alone. That it's not safe to let our guard down and our heart open. The world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience on life. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let more love in. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving greater level of support than you can ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. To call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. They want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs, and to learn to open your heart, especially when it comes to those when it wants to harden the most. It says, how can you open yourself up to receiving more support, Aquarius? So it's talking about being more open. Alright. And kind of just going with the flow here. So let's get some runes, some charms for yourself. Alright, so we have Pisces, so you could have those placements or one around you. We also have Neptune, so there's heavy Pisces influence here, okay? Aquarius, so heavily, you could have that somewhere in your chart, or there's like, maybe you have like Pisces and Neptune, you know? Or you know someone that has Pisces and Neptune, or they're Pisces, or something along those lines there. We have Virgo. So you can have those placements or one around you. Once again, we have this moon beetle, which you connect to. Connect with the moon, the night, the stars, the beetle, Aquarius. We have Hathor. We have Anubis. Alright. This dragon moon, which can be some of Kuan Yin. There we have the moth, which also can be a connection to the moon. It can be a spiritual initiation, transformation, awakening of psychic gifts and abilities. There, Aquarius. We have rewards coming in. Alright. So, that's all I have for you. And like I said, first link in the description down below for a personal reading. Also go on my Etsy shop, go on there, go buy something. Really appreciate that. And if you want to see more content, definitely subscribe. Bye guys.